Okay, let's go ahead and transition though, and flip the conversation of the Dolphins being very, very bad to when the Dolphins were considered to be very, very good. And when I'm saying considered to be very, very good, I'm talking about in regards to somebody who did actually play for a team that got to see the team up close, that got to see the team every day. Somebody who's been in the league a long time, a true veteran who knows what a quality football team is. And that is what Teron Armstead has to say about a specific team. The specific team that I'm talking about is that 2023 Miami Dolphins team. Teron Armstead feels like that was a Super Bowl winning team that should have won a Super Bowl. And I wanted to ask you your opinion on that, Rod. Somebody who is a diehard Dolphins fan, somebody who, when we were doing this podcast, had an incredible amount of enthusiasm for that 2023 team. And I just want to go ahead and revisit that. So, what were your overall thoughts when you saw that quote from Teron Armstead, Rod?
If I were to use one word, reaching, my friend, you're reaching. But listen, Herbie, I appreciate Teron Armstead's. I appreciate his loyalty and his. He has he represents the Dolphins well. Like even though he didn't play for us as long as he played for the Saints, you can tell he liked playing here. And I will say this: I don't believe the Dolphins were a Super Bowl team, Herbie. And I say that not just because of how it transpired and the injuries, but a Super Bowl team has a certain character to them. And the thing about that Dolphins team, Herbie, they never ever once displayed the character of real toughness. They were talented, you know what I'm saying? At times, I mean, that was a team that scored 70 points. They had the opportunity to break the record, right? But this was a team that when the going got tough, Herbie, they folded quite a bit. And even though I think they would have performed better if they were healthier down the stretch and against some of the better competition, I mean, as good as that Dolphins team was, Herbie, they might have gotten a playoff win. Best case scenario. I don't think this team would have gone on and went on a deep playoff run if they were healthy. I really don't. Considering the teams that were in the playoffs that year too, the Ravens at the peak of their powers, the
Yeah.
Chiefs, you know what I mean, the Bills. I mean, excuse me, y'all.
Oh, you
Um,
good. You good.
yeah. So I mean, listen, I appreciate the positivity and what he said, and there was some merit to what he said, Herbie. Especially when we lost Connor Williams, like our offense really changed quite a bit
Yeah.
because he really was the anchor for us, especially in the running game. But um, it's unfortunate that that team couldn't stay healthy, and we talk about it all the time. The NFL's a war of attrition.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
oftentimes the healthiest teams are the ones that have the best chance of winning, and it just didn't shake that way. But even if that Dolphins team was healthy, Herbie, let's say they get past somebody in the first round. Let's say they would have beat Buffalo in the first round, had we won the division like we were supposed to. Then the next round you get the Ravens, and
Yeah.
the Ravens that season had a historic defense, Herbie. So you know what I mean? Like that would have been that year in the playoffs would have been a tough call for us, but at best case scenario, Herbie, that 23 team probably wins a playoff game. But I do, I will say one final thought, and that's probably Herbie the closest in my lifetime watching the Dolphins. That's the closest that I've ever seen the Dolphins to being that good. Like that was a team that early in the season you thought, damn, like they could be a contender in the AFC early in the season before the injuries and all that. But it is what it is. That's how it is. That's how it ends.
So there's two things I want to go ahead and address. I want to have a couple of tidbits from his actual quote because it's a long quote. So I don't want to just read the whole thing.
Right.
But I'll say this first before I get to the quote. One, it's rare that a player that didn't play for the Miami Dolphins reps Miami like he does. Normally, it's like the opposite.
Yeah, they
Either
usually
you're
trash us. They usually
yeah.
trash Miami. Yeah.
Yeah. So either you're a lifer like a Pat Surtain or somebody who was born and bred here like a Zach Thomas or a Jason Taylor. But if you're
Right.
somebody who was a pro at another team and you're a pro bowler from another team and you just come here, you just trash the Dolphins. You like living in Miami because
Right.
those guys don't leave. And Dominic Stu's still here. All those guys are still here. But they just trash the Dolphins. This guy, if I think he might say, "Man, I'm going to retire a Dolphin." The way he be talking about the Dolphins and stuff like that. So I want to go ahead and show love to him in that regard. But here's some things about the quote that I found very interesting. So This is what he says, and the reason why I want to pick this out is because it speaks to the psyche of football players. Like football players, whether they're right or wrong, they know when they're on a good team or a team that they should believe in. They're either there to really see it through because they believe in what's going on, or they're there just to get a paycheck. And this is the quote that lets me know that he actually believed in his team. And it just sucks. All we got from it is to be able to say that we ain't get a chance to go out and do it and prove it. But that's the funny thing about sports, man. All we get from it is memories. We do have the success. We do have the failures. We had too. We got to appreciate them, all of it. But I think it was a Super Bowl team. In his mind, bro, that was a Super Bowl team, right? Like he talks about the torn this and season injuries, like stuff that you couldn't come back from, and it was true devastating injuries that derailed them. In his mind, bro, they were going to hold the Lombardi Trophy in 2023.
I mean,
You
Herbie,
disagree?
in fairness to Teron Armstead, and this is a huge stretch because, but the healthiest we were was the 70-point game.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
facts.
70-point game was the healthiest we were the entire season. So that speaks to, like, if you think of your peak when you have all your horses and that's your peak, I think it's easy to feel like, damn, like it's a missed opportunity because we just lost a lot of guys on
Think
both.
about this. Think about this, and not to cut you off, but I want to interject this point. How many professional football players have ever played a game where their team has scored 70 points?
None alive
So
now.
I can't blame this nigga for thinking that was gonna win a Super Bowl. When he probably ain't been a part of a 70-point win since high school, maybe
Facts.
once or twice in college. He's like, I've played my whole life, never been a part of a team that put up 70 points in the NFL against another NFL team. So I understand how he could get to the point where he's like, dog, we put up 70 points healthy. Who's stopping us? Who's beating us? Like the only thing that beat us was injuries. The only thing that beat us was the football gods. But when we was at our healthiest, we put up 7-0, a 70 burger. So I understand how he could get to the point where he felt so positive about this team because 70 points is still pretty crazy. I don't think there's been a 70-point game since.
I mean, I think we went like on damn near 50 years between the last one. It was like
So
like
yeah, I get how he gets to that point, but like you said, football is at the end of the day, it's a game of attrition. Like it ain't about who it's rarely about who the best team is. It's about who's the healthiest team and who's the right
survives,
team at the
bro.
right. Yeah, who survives the season. We award champions by the team that survived the season. It ain't about who the best team is. It's about who was there to finish it, who was there last. That's how we reward champions. So